Hello and welcome back to another episode of playing MotoGP 20 online, and as we always do, I'll just be doing a whole load of races and showing the best bits of each. Looks like we've got a full lobby this time, so there should be some carnage. So here we are then for the first race, and we're here at Mugello, so this one might not go too well for me since Mugello is not particularly a strong track for me, but we'll see how it goes. We have in the past made up quite a few positions in the opening sector of the lap, and we're starting 4th place, so that is a pretty good starting position. We're waiting for the lights to go out here, then lights and away we go. We've actually got the jump on the two Suzukis in front and the Yamaha as well, so for once in an online lobby, we've actually made a good start. We've jumped a Suzuki off the start. We're going to blast past this Yamaha as well as it sort of goes into me. We've got a bit of slipstream off this Suzuki. We go down towards the first corner on the brakes. Up the inside, we go barreling it in to the first corner. Tom Tirapong behind crashes a Suzuki on the inside, but we've got the lead. No, we've not. We've dropped back down to second, but now we've got the inside once again. As he had the inside because I went in a bit wide. He's got the lead for now, Guldar. But can we try and cut back underneath? He's gone a little bit wide. I've got the drive. Here we go, side by side, down towards turn 4, hitting the brakes. Again, I've got him a little bit too wide because I braked on the curb. And he's got the position in front of me, so we're down to second position, but I've got to say, that's the first time in a long time we've made up a position off the start in an online race. Oh, I've lost the front going in! I've completely misjudged that entry, and well. We've gone from gaining a position to this has gone terrible. We're going to have to wait to rejoin the circuit at Civelli. Not an ideal spot really to have to rejoin the circuit. Luckily, we found a little bit of a gap though. Might have to leave the inside open. Yep, I left the inside open for the Yamaha. Someone's gone off in front as well. I just left it open because I was going to see a lot slower because I've just rejoined from a crash. But that is not what you need at the start of an online lobby. I've had a crash, it's my own fault. That would have been a good opportunity, a good result in a lobby because we'd actually got through the first few corners cleanly. Someone in front of us then a little bit wide on the Petronas Yamaha. So there we go, up into 8th place. And that has been a very chaotic first lap of Mugello, and there's still a sector to go, and he's dived at the inside of me. How he hasn't crashed there because he hit me with so much lean. He tapped me a little bit. So he must have just missed me on his screen, must be a little bit of lag, but he did have a bit of contact with me. Luckily I didn't crash, but he had a lot more lean angle on than I did. So Merag in front just went on the gravel, I believe. So Merag was the one that didn't go on the gravel, it's the other guy, Viper, and now he has gone on the gravel though. So those two in front swap in position, so 6th place, I think it's safe to say will be ours at some point with those two going off the track quite a bit. But I can't believe I trail braked so much on the front going into Casanova trying to keep up with the guy in front, and I just washed the front out. Such a rookie mistake, but I do it fairly frequently. Like I say, Mugello is not particularly a strong track of mine. There's another crash. I don't know if that's in front or behind. I think it's behind. I think it was one of the Petronas Yamahas that we overtook earlier on in the lap. So Viper then still looking for a way past Merag. We're going to have to try and pass both of them in a minute. Another crash behind from that rider, and someone in front's gone a little bit wide. A few places in front, I just saw them. Looking at the inside, or almost getting at the inside of that Danilo Petrucci there, but not quite. Someone else had a crash in front, so I think now we might be scrapping for the podium, potentially. So that has changed very quickly. We're looking at the inside through Civelli. We're not going to be able to pass this guy, unfortunately. Can we do it into Arrabbiata? That would be a brave thing to do. Now, I've criticised people for passing me into Arrabbiata and causing collisions before, so I can't really go and do it myself. So here we go through the exit of Arrabbiata 2 then. That's another thing about Mugello, it can be quite difficult to pass, especially when he's gone pretty defensive, but I went in wide, trying to outbrake him really. So I'm not riding my best either, but there's a big pack in front. I need to just pick off some people because we're running out of time very quickly here. So let's go through Corantello. I'm still not 100% sure how that corner's pronounced. I know I've had my Italian pronunciations corrected before, so if you would like to correct me on that one, feel free, I would appreciate it. So through Biondetti, we've got to go for it now. I've got to be a bit more aggressive. I'm not going to worry about, tapping him a little bit. So we've moved up into 7th place. We're going to get 6th here because that guy's taken a bit of a weird line. So Buccini, we're getting someone cut back up the inside of us as we're cutting back for a late apex. I've completely missed my gear because of that. So Ankina 23 does the fastest lap, 1:43.2. But here comes this Danilo Petrucci once again. I just want to try and keep in front of him, keep the 6th place. 5th place might still be on the horizon if we can have a good last lap here and catch up to the guy in front of us. So as we brake then for the first corner of San Donato. So it's Merag in front of us. Obviously we've seen him go through the gravel a little bit earlier on in the race. But I'm not sure where the leader is. The leader's absolutely cleared off. And, well, this is up to 3rd place, isn't it, those 3 riders in front. So it's 1st and 2nd are cleared off. But if I hadn't crashed at Casanova, we would have had a really good race. Although this has still been quite an interesting race. So as we go into Buccini, we have made up quite a bit of time on the riders in front, but my tyre was a little bit too overheated to do anything effectively. Guldar won the race, obviously after taking the lead very early on off the start. I went too wide through the first few corners. As we come up towards the line, what's my lap time going to be on this one? 1 minute 44.3. I'll take that. That was actually a pretty good last lap. So it says we finished 5th, but it's because the guy in front of us actually left the lobby before the results showed up. So we got 6th place in that first race. We might have beaten him on penalties, I'm not actually too sure, but I'll say it was 6th. 11.1 seconds off the leader. So let's see if we can do a little bit better in the next one. So then here we are this time at Laguna Seca. So we get this race not fairly frequently, but we get it every so often online. So it's here again, and I'm looking forward to it. It's always a fun race at Laguna Seca. We are 2nd on the grid because we're playing as Luca Marini. So hopefully that will give us a pretty good chance of winning the race. Wait for the lights to go out. Lights out, away we go. That KTM's had a rocket start. Yeah, there we go. Back to reality. Not like in Mugello where we got a fantastic start. We've finally gone backwards again to 5th place. Now back up to 4th though, because that Ducati punted that guy off. And everybody's gone so wide through and the Andretti hairpin. We're cutting up the inside. A little bit of contact with that Ducati. Why did he carry on turning after I was on his inside? I don't know. Now he's not turning in, so he can't make up his mind whether he actually wants to turn or not. He's got on the gravel. We've passed him now, so up to 2nd place. Tom Tirapong in front of us. I do recognise that name. I've seen it before in lobbies quite a few times, so he's probably fairly quick if I remember the name. It's usually what it is, but he's left the inside open. We've actually dived up the inside. Didn't mean to do that at all. Wrong gear, though, as he's coming back around the outside towards the very tight turn 6. I've bounced my way through that corner, and he's gone straight back through, so I need to stop outbraking myself. This lobby, I've been outbraking myself quite a lot, and we would have had that position on him. I just had to kind of keep the throttle a little bit more open because of the bad exit I got. He's cut the chicane, not chicane, sorry, he's cut the corkscrew. He's took the Valentino Rossi 2008 line through the corkscrew, although this time he wasn't making a pass, he just misjudged his braking. So through the penultimate turn then, down towards the last one. See where Stoner crashed. We're going to do a Stoner here. We actually have. We've done a Stoner. He's done a Rossi. I've done a Stoner. We're reenacting the famous old race from 2008. He just braked very early for the last corner. It kind of put me off a little bit, and I almost hit him. I'm assuming he will have some sort of penalty for cutting the corkscrew, though, and he's gone so wide through the Andretti hairpin. This is going to give us the lead, isn't it? Now he's going to just keep it there, but that cost him a lot of his lead. Obviously, he did get a bit more of a run then into the next corner, turn 3, but it's hardly worth it, the amount of time you lose from going wide there. So as we go through 4 again, he's run a little bit wide. And hopefully, we might be able to make the same move we made on the previous lap, actually, as we go down towards turn 5. There we go. This time I've actually gone into 1st gear, though, instead of 2nd, so we should be able to actually keep it. No, this time, yeah, it was a bit more of a dive than... Well, last time was actually got a bit of a dive, but he ran wide. That's why now he's ran wide through turn 6 like I did on the previous lap, so I've taken the lead again. So we're having a fantastic battle here at Laguna Seca. So we hit the brakes here underneath the Tissot sign. It's about where you want to brake for the corkscrew, although I've still gone in a little bit hard. He's gone on the inside. He's lost the front. He's lost the front. His bike almost comes back on the track and hits us, actually, which would have been pretty bad. But he tried to get up the inside. He washed the front. He obviously just put a bit too much trail brake on the front, trying to outbrake me and trying to just slide at the inside, and I've cut the curb. I've dialed down as well, so both of us have now crashed. I'm going to try and rejoin the circuit as safely as possible. I've rejoined kind of in front of him there. That was quite poor. Apologies for that, guys. I was trying to stay out of the way. I tried to stay to that left-hand side because I thought he wouldn't be there, but we've been punted all the way to the last corner. So we come back on the circuit now then. Where is he? I think he's still behind us, so I'm going to wait up for him because I have just rejoined in front of him, which is not great. I was trying to stay out. I should have checked over my shoulder a bit more, but I was trying to stay out of his way. But there we go. We've waited up for him. We've let him back through now, so we will resume. It's now the fight for the podium rather than the fight for the victory. It's unfortunate because obviously we did rejoin obviously a little bit in front of him there, but I just thought I was off the racing line. But I guess it was where you cross over from one side of the track to the other was where I was. I was trying to stay out of the way. He's gone onto the gravel there. We're going to get a good run here. I've almost hit him at the back. Almost repaid the favour there. So there we go then, through turn 5, back up into 3rd place. Will he get the undercut underneath me? Well, he will if I get a wheelie like that. As we go towards turn 6, obviously I outbraked myself on the first lap, he outbraked himself on the second lap. The guy in front of us has crashed, his bike's coming back in the circuit. Luckily it hasn't collected either of us, so we're now back up to 2nd and 3rd positions as we go for the corkscrew. Once again, he's going around the outside, he's gone on the gravel. What is he doing? I have no idea. He's gone so wide, I've even gone wide because of it. He's cut the corner, but we've got the run now. We're going to cut straight back up the inside through the rainy curve. I thought it was the Wayne rainy curve, whereas it's just the rainy curve, which I know it's named after Wayne, but I thought the whole name of the corner was the Wayne rainy curve, but it's not, it's just the rainy curve. But enough rambling about that as we go towards the final corner. He's gone in a little bit hot. We're going to get back up the inside, are we? Yes, we are. But he's going to be on the AstroTurf, which he's actually got a lot of grip on. But up towards the line, we've got 2nd position. Goldar wins yet again. But he really was gifted by our 2 mistakes there. I don't really know what happened in that second lap. I tried to just rejoin the track without losing time, and I tried to stay out of his way, but I must have just rejoined where he was, where he wanted to take his line. So in the end then, 1 minute 23.9 was my best lap, but obviously that would be because we didn't really have any clean laps at all. Gouldard won by 6.8 seconds in the end then, so that's 2 from 2 for him. We're going to have to try and stop his win streak, although that probably would have been my win if I didn't clip the curb at the penultimate turn. So then, here we are at Misano this time, and once again we've got another front row start. So in this lobby we've been blessed with some good starting positions. So we're playing Mugello Oliveira in this one. As you can probably guess, the other 2 were custom riders. So hopefully we can try and make amends from the last 2 races and not crash this time. But waiting for the lights to go out, lights out, and away we go again. We've got a terrible start. Unlike the first race, obviously we had a really good start at Mugello, but ever since we've not had any good starts. So we go into the first corner, there's been a crash. Oh, that Yamaha lost the front and took out the Ducati, unfortunately. There's a battle for first place between Gouldard and Tom Tirapong, and then there's Dave Boy in front of us. Hopefully we can try and get past... Well, actually, Dave Boy looks like he's going for a move on Gouldard. Gouldard's gone in really, really wide through Rio. Hopefully we can cut underneath him. I've tried to take a tighter line just to try and make sure I can stay in front of him, but it hasn't worked because he's just rode around the outside of me, and there's been a big crash. The Yamaha, I think he's just clipped the back of the leader, and down he goes. We're getting a bit of slipstream off the Aprilia. Here we go. Try to brake as late as we can. He's gone in so hot. He's gone in so hot. He's just, oh, he's going to be wiped out the back of the Honda. I've clipped the back of the Honda as well. I was just so put off by how late he braked that I've completely hit the back of the Honda. Luckily, there was no harm done to him, though, at all, so we're going to stay behind him. We don't want to have him off again in this race, that's for sure. But it is, once again, like in Laguna Seca, a battle between myself and him. And I think I could probably have him, although this track is a lot more tarmac runoff, whereas at Laguna Seca it's a bit more gravelly, so if he runs wide, he probably won't lose much time. And we've both gone really wide into 13. I've gone, well, he almost went in the gravel in 13. I just went a little bit off the circuit. He almost went in the gravel through Caro then. He's gone so wide. Can we try and close up through 15? And obviously there is Misano corner, but I don't think lap 1 Misano corner move is really a good idea. He's cut the inside. He's got to have some sort of penalty at this point. He's gone off the track so many times. Obviously I went off the track a couple of times as well myself, which is not great. I tried to stay on the track as much as I can. What is that line through the first corner? That was absolutely unbelievable. It's cost him so much through turn 2 though. We've closed right back up to the back of him again. And here we look. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? This the weirdest lines ever. And he's braking really early again. I think he's brake checking me on purpose actually, which is not fun really. That's given him a bit of a lead. He's cut turn 1, done a terrible turn 2, and he's gone really tight through turn 3 and then braked as I'm closing up on him. It's really weird. You don't brake during turn 3. It's a full throttle corner, so yeah, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. And then obviously again, then he brake checked me coming into Rio. So we've got to watch out for this guy. It seems like either he just brakes really early or he's trying to brake check me, but judging by his lines through some corners, he's not braking early, so yeah, not 100% sure what he's doing. We have closed up to him a little bit more again as we go towards Curvone. I've cut Curvone. Oh, I'm going to have to lift off a little bit there to leave that time back, and he's got a massive lead over me now. Oh, he's gone really, really wide. That might affect him a bit as we go down towards Cara. He's got 1.2 seconds. This might actually be quite difficult. I think he might have this one in the bag here. So here we are then. Once again, coming up towards this section, we've closed right up to the back of him. We've got to try and make a move. We know he'll go wide through turn 13. We've just got to maximise this section, close up to him as much as we can, and just try and make a move down towards Caro. Here we go, here we go. No, he's not gone as wide as he did on previous laps. It might actually be a Misano corner move. Obviously, I mentioned it on the first lap, but no, he's too far in front. There's no way we could do it from that far back. But I do know he has a penalty because he did a faster lap than me on the previous lap, but didn't get fastest lap. I did. So I know he's got some sort of penalty, but as we come up towards the line, I think he's too far in front. We stuffed it up in the last corner. 29 on the last lap. It's actually a pretty good lap time, but yeah, I think he's got us there. It's unfortunate because he was behaving really strangely when we were behind him, like he was brake checking me and things like that. So yeah, that is a little bit upsetting, but hopefully we might have beaten him on penalties, but I highly doubt it. Oh, we did! We beat it by a lot on penalties. We beat it by 1.1, and he was about a second in front of me, so he had a huge, huge penalty. So we finally got our first win in the lobby. Of course, it wasn't on track, but this is once where it's not like his penalties were unfair. He was cutting so many corners and gaining so much time. So, yeah, I think this one is a deserved victory. So we've finally got a win then in this lobby. Let's head on to the next race and see if we can get another. So then, here we are, yet another classic track. We're here at Donington this time, so another good track. There has been some good track selection in this lobby, besides Mugello, of course. I don't mind Misano too much. Obviously, we did just win that one, so hopefully we can try and win here as well. Obviously, it being Donington Park as well, I definitely want to win. But here we go then, lights out and away we go. Fourth place on the grid, so not quite... How has there already been a crash? I don't know, I think someone didn't move off the line. That guy on the Ducatis had an amazing start, so we go down towards the first corner. People going a little bit wide through there, and I've had a massive high side out the first corner. I was in traction control 2, I was thinking I was in traction control 3. So I just gassed it coming out as if I was in 3, and down I've gone. So yeah, I think this supports the theory that someone didn't move off the line because I've crashed, lost a load of time, and I'm still 7th, and there's no one, seems to be any sight. So there's been another crash. Dave Boy has gone down, but he's so far in front of me, I can't even see him. Oh, there's another guy down, order 12, past one. We've passed the other. It seems like here you stay on the floor for a long time, so we're up to 5th place again. But I'm just making so many mistakes in this lobby. It's so poor. I'm really sorry, guys, the amount of mistakes I'm making. I should be a bit better. Someone's gone off here through Coppice, so now up to 4th place. So down as we come down towards the chicane, we've dropped down to 7th, but got back up into 4th again. So it's been fairly good as we hit the brakes then for the chicane. Someone has kicked up some dust through there. So I'm actually quite good at Donington, so it is unfortunate that I did crash, because I think we would have had good pace. Although they're not too far in front. 3.4 at Donington's actually a lot to make up in 2 laps. It's not the longest track, is it? It's only about 1:30. So a little bit under that, it's like 1:25, something like that on a flying lap. Obviously this lap will be a bit longer, because we crashed on it. It was the first one. So we're coming through Goddard, so we'll have to see what the gap is when we come over the line. Perhaps we can maybe catch up to the one guy. Blade King has just taken the lead. There's been another crash. I don't know if that's in front or behind. I believe it's behind. It doesn't seem like anything's changed. Oh, there's a guy really teleporting around. So that's not so good. I don't know how they haven't taken me out, because I'm sure they went straight through me, but yeah, I guess not. I'm down to 4th place. Well, not down to 4th place. I already was 4th place, but there is a guy in front of me. I'm not sure who it is. I think it's a Ducati. He's just had a crash. Yes, it was a Ducati. He slid off to the side, which is nice. So we're now up to 3rd position. So back up onto the podium. Well, apparently I'm 44 seconds behind Blade King, which is not the case, because he's just down the straight in front of me. So I'm guessing Blade King is the one that's lagging about a bit. Now I'm 1 minute and 6 behind him, apparently, even though he's about a corner ahead. So I don't know what's going on with the gaps here. Blade King is probably going to get some glitched fastest lap. It's absolutely unbelievable. There's been another crash, but it is the guy that we've already overtaken, the Ducati that already crashed. So 25.7 for Guldar then. As we come towards the line, what's my time going to be? 24.2. 24.6 for Blade King, so we are a bit quicker. That guy's moved from the starting line now, but is now closer towards turn 1. We're not going to catch up to the guys in front, unfortunately, unless they collide, which I'm just kind of hoping they do now so we can get the victory. But yeah, we've had good pace. It was just such a stupid mistake to get on the power too much through the first corner. So coming out the last corner then, unfortunately there was no collision between the two in front. So it is going to be P3 in this race, but I think we got the fastest lap, so it's worth something, but it's such a silly mistake. I got on the power too much through the first corner when I was undercutting them. So no, in the end we actually didn't get the fastest lap, because Guldar did the fastest lap on the final lap at 23.5. I did a 23.8 though on the final lap, so we were a few tenths slower than him, but probably a little bit quicker than Blade King then on that final lap. So we've got 2 races to go, so let's see if we can try and get some more wins. But it's probably going to be quite difficult because Guldar is really on it. So then here we are at Catalunya this time, and there is 2 Fabio Quartararos on the grid. I am one of them. I'm going to let you guess which one I am. You're going to find out in a second or two. But we've got Valentino Rossi apparently on pole position, returning back to Repsol Honda, something that of course would never happen in real life. But we're waiting for the lights to go out here, then lights out and away we go, off the line. Once again we're going to be swamped off the line. We're now the 2nd Fabio Quartararo, looking over our shoulders. Over our shoulder. There's a couple of people behind us still. Oh, it's been a horrendous accident as they go down towards the first corner. A Repsol Honda clouted the back of the other Quartararo. I think it was Tom Tirapong hit the back of the Quartararo. We're trying to get the speed through. We're going to be squoze out. I had to kind of back out of that one because Dave Boy was, well, he was really committed, and I didn't want to cause some accident going into turn 3, so I sort of backed out of it a little bit there. So we lost quite a bit of time from that, but we are 4th position. So we've only lost 2, although there was also a massive crash into the first corner that eliminated 2 people, so we should have lost 4, I suppose, in effect. But it'll be interesting to see how this shakes out. Dave Boy goes up the inside of Blaking. Blaking comes back at him, though. So a bit of a battle going on in front that we might be able to take advantage of if we play our cards right. Of course, we've got a hard tyre on as well. There's been a bit of contact in front. Yes, there is. Oh, and he's cut the corner, and the lead has gone off a little bit as well. The real Steve. So he's just lost 2 positions. I was almost going to make it 3, but I didn't quite want to dive at the inside to turn 9. We'll just try and get him down towards turn 10 instead, because we've had a fantastic run, although we did get on the curb there a little bit. So we go down towards this turn 10. He's gone in so hot. He's never making that one, so good job we braked so early. Blaking braked a little bit early as well. He goes up the inside of Dave Boy, but he couldn't quite make it stick. So we're now into 3rd position once again, so we've only lost 1 position now effectively on this first lap. My starts obviously never being very good online, well, that's just because I don't use setups, and everybody else seems to have a setup that gives them a really good start. I do know how to do it, I just don't. I want to affect my gear ratios around the rest of the track, so that curb almost killed me there, which has killed my momentum, that's for sure. But it sent me off very high up in the air, so we've lost a lot of time to Blaking now. Although hopefully we'll gain a little bit back. He might go for the move down towards turn 1. I'd be surprised if he didn't. Yeah, he looks like he's looking for it at least, even if he's not going to make it stick. He looked at the inside, he's actually gone for it. Very, very late, that was. Very, very late. To actually kind of let off the brake and got the inside on the curb. So we're 4 tenths behind. He's got to try something here, because I don't think I'll be able to catch them up, because they've got pretty good pace. We've all probably got quite similar pace, and it's a fairly big gap just to bridge back up. But he's gone a little bit wide again. Blaking again, looking at the inside of Dave Boy. This is obviously where Dave Boy passed him on the last lap, going down towards turn 5. And again, he seems to have got a good exit and done that. Blaking, well, that'd be brave if he went for that. He did close up a bit, but he didn't quite be able to pull off the move. He had an attack down here on the previous lap as well, so he'll probably keep looking in the same sort of places. Yes, he does again, and he just seems to turn it a bit tighter, which I guess makes sense because on the Suzuki, although it is balanced performance, so I suppose that was a stupid comment to make. I should probably focus on trying to catch them instead of just commentating over their battle, but it's quite exhilarating to actually watch this little battle. So we break for turn 10. I think I've gone in a little bit too hot this time. It's quite rare that you see that. Someone's waited up a lap, and he took out the 2 leaders, and we've managed to thread our way through because we went wide, and he took out the guy behind as well. So that Ducati, well, it's a shame because he's just ruined the race. He's just ruined the race completely because he's just waited up and taken out all those guys, and he would have taken me out as well if I didn't run wide. It's basically the opposite of what Valentino did in 2019 at this circuit, where he only got caught up because he actually ran in hot, whereas if he hadn't, he would have been away with it. 39.0, so not a great lap time on that lap, but that's just annoying because whoever that guy is waiting up has just taken out 3 of the leaders, and it's just left me on my own now. So we still have got to bring it home, of course, and who is behind us? It's Blaking, 2.1 behind. So luckily they didn't lose too much time, because of course it was a slow corner, but they were in front of me, and they were probably going to beat me because I was just making way too many mistakes. I have been making too many mistakes in this lobby, but yeah, that's such a shame that race was ruined like that. He's tried to do it again, he's just tried to take me out there, but luckily he was still ghosted, so he was unable to actually take me out. It seems to ghost you for go too, so I think he's just taken out Tom T-Rapong though, so whoever that guy is in the Ducati, just get a life, mate. So as we come through the last corner then, coming up towards the line, we're going to win this race, but in unfortunate circumstances, that Ducati just taking out people a lap down. He tried to do it to me as well at the same corner, but luckily he ghosted, and I was half expecting him to still be there and trying to take me out. So then, winning by 2.1 seconds in the end, and we actually had the fastest lap of the race, although Dave Boy did have a quicker one, but he must have got a penalty because his time is actually slower. So we got the fastest legitimate lap of the race, which is always nice. So it kind of does validate my victory a little bit, but it's just unfortunate that Ducati had to ruin the fun for everybody else. So here we are then for the final race of the video at Malaysia. So this time again we've got Valentino Rossi on pole, but this time he's on the Yamaha, makes a bit more sense, but he's still got a Dani Pedrosa style helmet by the looks of it. Hopefully we can try and get another win here. That would be 3 from 6, which would be 50%, which would be quite good. But wait for the lights to go out here, lights out and away we go. I'd like to just win one on track without any controversy though this time. Obviously last time once we won because of a penalty, once because of a back marker. I just want to be able to win on pace in one of these races in the lobby. As we go down towards the first corner, there's 2 Yamahas there. Don't know how they haven't crashed into each other. Oh, they've both caught the inside of me as well. I didn't expect that at all. So this... Oh, I've been hit by him again. Oh, there's been a crash in front. The real Steve has lost the front underneath that Ducati, and we've now blasted into the lead out of that. I'm not sure how we managed to pull that one off, to be honest with you. I think it's because I was so far on the inside the others all had to back off for the crash, and I didn't. I just got to go full throttle straight past it. So that's given us a little bit of a lead, which is fantastic because it is my best track, of course. I turned in too early for 7th. That has cost me so much. Dave Boy's going to be all over the back of me because of that. Looking behind. Actually, no, there's still a bit of a gap, but it's now just between me and Dave Boy. Everybody else has dropped off one by one. So coming round the last corner then, about to start the final lap. We've still got the lead, but he's keeping me honest. The gap has stayed very consistent so far. So 57.3 on that lap. It wasn't a perfect lap by any means, but I am having to push. So as we come down towards the final corner then, we've still got the lead. We've extended it even more. It's just over 2 seconds now, so we should be safe. As we go through this final corner then, it's going to be 3 victories from 6 races. A pretty good stat. We don't get that too often, and this time you can't say anybody gave it to us. It was absolute domination. So then, in the end, only 2 of us actually finished the race. I guess that's because of all the carnage that happened on the first lap. So we got the victory, absolute domination, 57.3, fastest lap as well. So I hope you guys did enjoy that video. I think it was quite a chaotic one. We did get 3 wins. I am happy with that. But I hope you all stay safe, enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you in the next one.